another season of StorrsNation. It's been a long 365 days, but we are finally back for the fall premiere of everybody's favorite UCTV program. I'm Cam DeBrusk alongside Sierra Jordan, and do we ever have the premiere to be remembered?
Hey everyone, I'm Sierra Jordan. Be prepared. We got so many topics coming your way. We have kickoff reactions, bold predictions, MLB edition, and our infamous hashtag war.
We can't wait to get started, so stay tuned and we'll be right back after this quick break.
Welcome back, Huskies. Are you ready for the NFL kickoff reactions? Our two analysts, Molly Burkhart and Cam DeBrusk, are going to give you some highlights of these reactions. Our first topic is Week 1 letdowns. Now, Molly, which one had let you down the most?
So Week 1 was an absolute heartbreaker for San Diego. The Chargers held a third quarter 24-3 lead over Kansas City before losing it 33-27 in overtime. Textbook letdown right there.
Wow, that really is a heartbreak for San Diego. So close, but yet so far. Cam, who let you down the most for Week 1?
Well, I've got to go with a player for this one. I'm going with Darrelle Revis, former Revis Island. Now, I don't even know what he is. He's practically a peninsula at this point. He's landlocked. I don't know. He gave up 180 yards to A.J. Green on 12 catches with a touchdown. Now, given A.J. Green is a perennial Pro Bowler, it's still 12 catches. And Darrelle Revis is a former defensive back on the Patriots defense that won the Super Bowl. Is Revis broken at this point? Probably not, but he really does have to step it up going into the season.
Well, those two are really big letdowns. Going into our second topic, Week 1 injuries. Molly, who do you think had the worst injury?
So for this one, it's another blow to the Chargers. Wide receiver Keenan Allen suffered a season-ending ACL injury in the last 2 minutes of Sunday's game. Now, if you remember last season, Allen finished the season on the injured reserve after a Week 8 kidney injury. Shefty also reported that Allen slightly damaged his cartilage in the injury. A blown lead and a blown ACL. Tough week to be a Chargers fan.
Wow, that is pretty tragic. The NFL season just started and his season ended unexpectedly. Cam, do you agree or do you have your own opinion on first Week 1 injury?
Well, I'm going to go with another wide receiver here for big injuries. This one not as severe, but Sammy Watkins is questionable for tonight's game, the Thursday night game between the Bills and the Jets. He injured his foot and has a short week coming up against a big division rival. And with the Bills starting 0-1, they really need a win coming here into the division on Thursday night. So the potential loss of Sammy Watkins here could be big for a Buffalo offense that really likes to stretch the field with Tyrod Taylor's big arm. So we'll see tonight if Sammy Watkins is able to overcome the foot injury and end up playing.
Now going on to topic number 3, what does a Brady-less victory mean for the league, Molly?
I gotta say it means absolutely nothing. And I'm gonna have to toss this one to Cam because if I hear one more thing about Brady, I think I might lose it. So Jimmy G.
Wow. Wow. I have a lot to say about this topic. You know, it meaning nothing, I don't really know where to start. I mean, first of all, it means a lot to the AFC East. Right now, coming into the 4 games where Brady was under suspension, the AFC East was just gearing to go and get that early lead coming into the season, but the Patriots just come out and go 1-0 and everybody else loses a game. So while it was a very close game, the Cardinals are a very good team, and it is early, but Jimmy Garoppolo played very well. He finished with throwing 24 for 33, 264 yards, and a touchdown, which for a quarterback who had no prior experience besides kneeling the ball down after a win, that was very impressive, and especially against a defense like the Cardinals. So going forward, while it is very early to be predicting things like him just going 4-0 to begin the season, which may or may not happen, but would be very difficult considering the division opponents, it was a very impressive win for the Patriots.
I guess for the Patriots. Well, there you have it for the NFL kickoff reactions. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Orbit. Scary good.
Hi, I'm Grace Gagnon, and welcome to the Bold Prediction segment at MLB edition of StorrsNation. We have a list of topics we are going to go over with our two analysts, Kyle Berry and Molly Burkhart. With the regular season winding down and the World Series right around the corner, we have a lot to discuss. Let's get into our first topic. Which team that would miss the playoffs if the season ended today will make the playoffs by the end of the season? Kyle?
Yeah, this one definitely has to be the St. Louis Cardinals. Only a half a game out in the NL wild card behind the Mets and the Giants. The Cardinals have proven to be a deadly team the later the season gets, and the Mets and Giants certainly shouldn't be comfortable where they are in the standings right now.
Yeah, I'm going with the Seattle Mariners here. They're sitting with Detroit 1.5 games of the second wild card spot right now, and as far as I'm concerned, the American League wild card race is wide open. Baltimore and Toronto holding the 2 spots right now, but as we've seen this season, that could change at any moment. And right now, Seattle's on a hot streak, winning their last 9 of 10. And a lot of people focusing on the American League East teams for the wild card spots, but I'm not counting out Seattle yet.
Well, there you have it. I guess we will have to wait and see which team will prevail. Moving on to our next topic. Which player is most deserving of MVP from both the American League and the National League? Molly, what do you think?
Well, is there anyone other than Sandy Leon in contention for the American League, maybe or the National League MVP here? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely not. This man, legend is on a tear right now, and I don't even think there needs to be a vote for this one, guys. I think we could just decide it now. He came into the league hot and has only gotten hotter. He's batting .349 with a .949 OPS. Guy looks like a Hall of Famer playing against elementary school pitchers out there. It's unbelievable.
So who should be named MVP from the National League?
I got to agree with you there, Kyle. And just before we move on to National League, Sandy Leon, also the only active player in the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, there you go. That's your answer right there. And now moving on to the National League. When you think of the National League dominance, you think Chicago Cubs. When you think of one of the more dominant Cubs, you think Chris Bryant. He's hit 37 homers this season, tied for the most in the National League, in addition to 95 RBIs. And his slugging ability is also right up there in the top 3, a factor heavily considered for MVP candidates. You got to give this one to the kid.
Yeah, for me it's Daniel Murphy in a close one. The former NLCS MVP is putting on a show, especially against the Mets, who his Nationals currently hold a 10-game lead over. He's near the top of the MLB for batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. He definitely has taken the Nationals to the next level, and the Mets are still feeling the pain of letting him go elsewhere this past offseason.
We've made our predictions for who we think should be MVP. Which team in either conference has the best chance of blowing it and missing the playoffs? Kyle, what do you think?
Well, although it seems as if a lot of the teams currently in the playoff picture look like they belong, the Blue Jays have been slipping as of late, and I have to go with them. 3-7 in their last 10 and only 1.5 game lead over the Tigers and Mariners, 2 teams who have a chance to make a late season push.
Yeah, Kyle, Toronto absolutely capable of blowing it. In fact, the whole AL East is at risk of doing just that. The Yankees, Jays, and Orioles are all within 4 games of first right now. You say Toronto, I'm going with Baltimore. As of tonight, they're one game ahead of Toronto for the first wild card spot. With series left against Tampa, Boston, Arizona, and Toronto, I just don't know if the O's are going to be able to hold on.
It could go either way. You both have some valid points. Let's move on to our last topic. Right now, who has the best chance at a World Series title?
Now, I know this seems like a predictable one for me, but I'm going to go with Chicago. It's got to be their year. The Cubs are close enough to sniff 100 wins right now, something they've done 5 times, but the league hasn't seen since the Phillies pulled it off in 2011. They've consistently dominated the NL Central, with the Cardinals the closest behind at, get this, 17 games. It's been 108 years. I think they're due.
Yeah, this one seems to be pretty clear. It has to be the Cubs. They have a dominant lead over the incredibly talented Cardinals, and 7 more wins would put them at 100 on the season. I think this is the year that the Cubs put this 108-year curse to the test.
I'm going to have to agree with both of you on this one. After 108 years without a win, I think it's long overdue for the Cubs to take home a World Series title. Well, that's all we have for today for Bold Predictions. Stay tuned for our hashtag war with Kyle, Cam, and Sierra after the break.
We are back. Who's ready for our hashtag war? The 2016 NFL season opened just as the 2015 season ended. Yep, that's right. The Broncos defeated the Panthers once again. The Panthers were lined up to win the game, but missed a field goal by Graham Gano would cost the Panthers the game. Cam, Kyle, give me some hashtags. Let's go.
Oh, sorry. Well, for my hashtag, I got to go with Cam Hooten. You're going to tell me you were the MVP last year and you lost to Trevor Siemian in the opener? You had a chance to come back, get that rematch game against a team where the top 2 quarterbacks are gone and you still couldn't pull it off? Come on now.
Oh, well, everyone has their off games, so maybe hopefully he'll come back and beat them. What about you, Cam?
Well, on that note, I've got the hashtag Cam can, but the Panthers cannot. I am not putting this on Cam Newton. I'm putting this on the Panthers. Cam played pretty well considering the Panthers' offensive line let him get hit 8 times and let up 3 sacks. He threw for 194 yards and had 54 rushing yards with a throwing and a rushing TD. That's a pretty decent game for an NFL quarterback against what is allegedly the best defense in football in the Denver Broncos. Now, going forward, what the Panthers are going to have to do is protect Cam Newton. Obviously, he got banged up. He had concussion-like symptoms, which was controversial, but going forward, it looks like he's okay. But they can't let that happen again. You can't have your star quarterback, the last year's MVP, out with concussions because his offensive line can't keep people back. So.
Well, oh man, this is a hard decision, but I think I'm going to go with Cam can.
Cam can.
Only because I'm a Cam Newton fan.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Kyle.
Bias here. All right.
But do you guys like watching Dancing with the Stars? Well,
Actually, no.
no?
Can't say I have.
Until the previous night, maybe.
Well, I need to start watching it because on last week's episode, during Ryan Lochte's first performance, 2 random men interrupted his performance by walking on the ballroom dance floor wearing T-shirts saying anti-Lochte. Security guards tackled them to the floor. I don't know what they were trying to achieve, but it seemed like it was a pretty lame plan. What do you guys have for hashtags going on?
My hashtag is Rio living it. He's already been through this once. He was in Rio, just such a dangerous place. Got, robbed at gunpoint, just unbelievable. Now he's not even safe at Dancing with the Stars. I mean, he's Rio living it all again. Just, I can't believe this man has been brutally gone after twice now. It's unbelievable. Nobody deserves that.
Well, I totally agree with that. What about you, Cam? What do you think?
Well, I'm just gonna straight up go with #what. These protesters, like, I don't know what they're doing out there. Like, you got the whole thing set up. Like, yeah, Ryan Lochte, he didn't get punished enough. Like, he's setting a bad example. But then they get out there onto the stage and they're just like, yeah, we made it. That's about it. So my hashtag is just what, because nobody really understood their message. Just anti-Lochte, is that like anti-swimming? So do better protesters.
Well, both of the hashtags are pretty funny, but I think I'm going to go with Kyle's Rio living it all. MLB Red Sox David Ortiz hit his 536th home run, tying Mickey Mantle at 17th on the all-time career home runs list. This will be Ortiz's last season. With only 19 games remaining, Ortiz hopes to hit at least one more home run before he finishes his career. Now, we have a one-on-one tie going on, so give me your hashtags. What do you think? Come on, Kyle.
So my hashtag is #LargeFather. Taking that straight out of Jared Carrabis's playbook. Let's be honest, David Ortiz is a legend. I mean, he's going to go down as one of the best, if not the best hitter of all time. He's clutch. He gets it done in the moment. Large father, every time he steps up to the plate, whether you're a first-time pitcher or you were Mariano Rivera, you were going to be scared looking into his eyes. So let's hope he keeps working his way up the list, and let's hope he finishes this season with a World Series. We love you, Large Father.
We do love you, Large Father. What about you, Cam? What do you think?
Well, I'm going with #GoldBottoms because I think this is while it is a milestone for David Ortiz, you also have to realize that this is like a team celebration here because Ortiz is showing some signs of his 2013 self. He's already got 33 homers and 111 RBIs, and we still have 16 games to be played. That means a lot for a surging Red Sox team that relies on its offensive output. Currently they're one game up in the playoff race. So going into the postseason, they really need David Ortiz to continue this success. It's been unreal how he's been hitting at this age. So we'll look to see if the Red Sox make the playoffs, this could be really big for them.
Yeah, well, he had a whole lot of, what should I say? He had a really good season, and we hope that he finishes strong. But if I had to choose between you two, I think I'm going to go with Cam's gold bottles. They're going to need a lot of gold bottles to celebrate for the home season.
It's a team game, Kyle. It's a team game.
It's a team game, Got to win it all for the team.
You're right.
Well, that's all we have for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. I'm Sierra Jordan, and for all of us here, we hope to see you for next week's Stores Nation.